This video is sponsored by the Crazy Kings of Toys. Come visit their website and see why they are so crazy. Hey everybody, Tony Bears here again, and this is Off the Toy Shelf, a toy review show. And in this episode of Off the Toy Shelf, I'm going to be talking about Black Vulcan. No, not that Black Vulcan. This Black Vulcan. Black Vulcan was created when Hanna-Barbera wanted to add some ethnic diversity to the Super Friends cartoon series. Hanna-Barbera wanted to use already existing character Black Lightning in their cartoon series, but neither Hanna-Barbera nor DC wanted to pay Black Lightning's creator Tony Isabella, and therefore Hanna-Barbera simply stole the character and created Black Vulcan. Toxic Pop member Robin interviewed Mr. Isabella 2 years ago at the Detroit Fan Fair, and here is his view on the situation in his own words.
We all remember Super Friends. They had Black Vulcan, a character similar to Black Lightning. Why did they not?
The short story is that if they had used Black Lightning, DC Comics would have had to pay me. DC Comics wanted Hanna-Barbera to pay the extra money, which it shouldn't have happened. DC owed me the money, not Hanna-Barbera. Hanna-Barbera then said, well, we'll just steal the character, and they did, and DC let them get away with it.
Wow. What can I say? This is the most controversial interview I've ever done.
Well, I will tell you, the history of comics is the history of creators being cheated by publishers, and my experience with DC Comics, I mean, they have not done right by me and many others.
So, I'm very split on this character. I love him and I hate him. On one hand, I'm very upset that Mr. Isabella never got his due for creating the character. And on the other hand, I was first introduced to this character through the Super Friends cartoon series, and that's how I first remember him. And I've always wanted an action figure that looked just like he did in the cartoon series. I only can hope that Mr. Isabella can take some pride in the fact that he created a character that is loved by many people, including myself, who grew up on the Super Friends cartoon series, and that his character paved the way for other black superheroes, not only in comics, but in cartoon series as well. Black Lightning has appeared in many cartoon series as well as animated movies, such as Batman Brave and the Bold, Young Justice, Superman Batman Public Enemies, Justice League Crisis on Two Earths. He was even originally supposed to be one of the founding members of the Justice League in the Justice League cartoon series. He later appeared in Justice League Unlimited in the episode titled Ultimate, where he was known as a character named Juice. He has also made a live-action appearance in Saturday Night Live on a sketch about Superman's funeral portrayed by Sinbad. And now, on to the action figure review. Okay, let's take a look at Black Vulcan's packaging. And you can see he is in this nice action pose, which is really good for in-package collectors. And as you can see at the side, you can see his lightning accessories. At the top, you got the DC Universe logo. At the bottom, it says Classics, Black Vulcan, Wave 18, Figure 1 Adult Collector. And it's got a nice little Black Vulcan logo on the left. A little higher on the left, we can see the choking hazard warning, which is kind of funny since at the bottom it did say Adult Collector. Behind the figure on the card, you can see a bunch of artwork of other DC characters, such as Green Lantern at the top left, Aquaman at the top right, Batman at the bottom left, Flash at the bottom right, and at the very top is Superman. When I turn to the side, at the bottom you can see it says include your collect and connect figure piece, and it says which figure piece you're getting, which is the left leg, and I'm happy to say that this information is actually correct this time. When you look at the bottom of the package, you can actually see Apache Chief's left leg, so that statement before is true, like I said. When I turn the figure's packaging to the back, on the top left you can see a nice photo of the figure. At the top right you can see his biography. And below that you can see his statistics. At the bottom left you can see all the other figures in this wave. And you can see the collect and connect figure, which is the Apache Chief on the right. And it says buy all 6 to build your collect and connect figure. Now it's time to free Black Vulcan from his plastic prison. Okay, let's take a look at Black Vulcan outside of his package. As far as his sculpt goes, he has the basic DC Universe Classics body. It's his head sculpt that's unique from any other DC Universe Classics figure. And as we take a look at his head sculpt, we can see that on his side he has these cool little boomerang things that really makes him stick out amongst any other figure. Otherwise, there really is no other sculpting detail that is unique to him. Now, I wish they sculpted other parts of his costume, like his gloves, but like you can see, it's just painted on. His boots as well is just painted on, as you can see. If you would look at the back of his packaging, there's photos that show that his glove is protruding just a little bit, which shows that they planned on sculpting his gloves, but didn't and painted them instead, which is really disappointing. As far as the paint goes, if you look at the pictures at the back packaging again, you would see that at the top of his costume, by his neck, he has kind of a V collar on. And for some reason they chose not to paint it this way on the figure, which if they had would have been much more cartoon accurate. It might be a little hard to see, but he does have a bit of shading in the yellow parts of his costume. But otherwise there is no other shading on this figure. Everywhere else is just solid flat colors. And there's a tiny bit of bleeding or fading from the yellow into the other colors. As far as articulation, his head does go up and down and all the way around. His shoulder goes out and in and all the way around. His bicep goes all the way around. His elbow bends, and his wrist goes all the way around. His abdomen goes down and up. His waist goes all the way around. His hips goes out and in, back and forth. His thigh twists all the way around. His knee bends. His ankle bends back and forth. Black Vulcan comes with 3 accessories, one of them being the left leg of Apache Chief. Now, as you can see, this is a big leg. It comes up to Black Vulcan's shoulder, so Apache Chief should be quite a huge figure. His other 2 accessories are these 2 translucent yellow lightning, and you simply clip these onto his wrists, and they give you a nice lightning effect coming off of his arm. And that's it for his accessories. Unfortunately, he does not come with a figure stand, but he does stand pretty well on his own. And although Black Vulcan does not come with a figure stand, he does have peg holes at the bottom of his feet, so you can put him on a figure stand if you choose to. And here is Black Vulcan standing to the last figure I reviewed, Desaad. As you can see, Black Vulcan is a little bit taller than Desaad, and he is a little bit bulkier as well. Now, overall, Black Vulcan is a decent figure. The sculpting is nothing too special. The paint is decent with a little bit of shading, but not much. His accessories are nice, although, like I said, I would always prefer to have a figure stand. However, with all my complaints, I am very happy to have this figure since I was a huge Super Friends fan, and I finally have a Black Vulcan figure. So my final grade for Black Vulcan is a C+. I got this DC Universe Classics Black Vulcan figure from my good buddies at the crazykingsoftoys.com. They have toys from Marvel, DC, G.I. Joe, Transformers, Lego, Monster High, Milo Point, Masters of the Universe, Star Wars, Littlest Pet Shop, Doctor Who, Dragon Ball Z, and many more. Visit their website at www.crazykingsoftoys.com. Remember, that's a crazy with a K. Come find out why they are so crazy. I'm Tony Beers, and I'll see you next time.